Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are taking a totally curated virtual road trip through a place that's practically a world unto itself. We're talking about the heart of the Western film industry, a state that is just absolutely incredibly diverse in its geography and deeply rich in its culture. You guessed it, we're exploring California. From legendary landmarks to some of the most unbelievable outdoor spaces on the planet, we are going to explore the magnificent extremes of the Golden State. Let's get into it.
Now, instead of just throwing a random list of places at you, we are structuring our journey thematically. It's really the best way to help you grasp California's wild juxtapositions. We'll start with deserts and desert oases, then hit the iconic California cities. After that, we'll cruise the stunning Central Coast, and finally wrap up with mountains and towering giants. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Deserts and desert oases. Exploring the Mojave and beyond. The intense extremes here are just wild.
134 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, think about that for a second. That is literally the highest temperature ever recorded anywhere on Earth, hitting that absolute sizzling peak back in July of 1936 in Death Valley. Tucked right inside the Mojave Desert, Death Valley is the driest and lowest place in all of North America. If you visit in the summer, average daytime temperatures frequently blow past 120 degrees. But as unbelievably harsh as it sounds, it's also got this deeply haunting beauty to it.
And this brilliantly illustrates the crazy duality of the California desert. On one hand, you have the total survivalist wilderness of Death Valley. We're talking over 3 million acres of designated harsh terrain, historic ruins of ghost towns, the Wild Rose charcoal kilns, and Scotty's Castle. But then, in stark contrast, just a drive away, you hit Palm Springs. After World War II, this place transformed into a luxurious oasis for top politicians and Hollywood royalty. Today, it's this incredible hub of stunning mid-century modern architecture, relaxing pools, and fantastic outdoor dining. It is the perfect mix of rugged wilderness and total unapologetic luxury. Let's transition from those quiet, sweeping deserts to the bustling energy of the state's massive urban centers. Section 2. Iconic California cities. Glamour, culture, and coastlines.
Starting up in Northern California, we've got the cultural powerhouse of San Francisco. The density of things to see here is just staggering. First up, the Golden Gate Bridge. It draws over 10 million visitors a year. And when you're there, it's a full-on sensory experience. 746-foot-tall towers wrapped in gorgeous Art Deco styling, painted in that signature international orange color. It's iconic for a reason. Beyond the bridge, you've got the crazy tight curves of Lombard Street, the largest Chinatown outside of Asia, and of course, the bustling Fisherman's Wharf and that legendary eerie prison on Alcatraz Island.
Heading south, we crash into Los Angeles, the second largest city in the entire USA. LA is this totally surreal place where gorgeous natural beaches perfectly collide with Hollywood glamour. You can stroll past the TCL Chinese Theater, hit the Walk of Fame, or check out the designer stores catering to the stars in Beverly Hills, the whole shebang. And the coastlines are just as dynamic. You've got the wild, unpredictable energy of Venice Beach sitting right up against the pristine, sandy playground of Malibu, which is for sure a massive favorite among movie stars. Keep driving south, right near the Mexican border, and you'll find San Diego. Now, this is America's 8th largest city. Actually, scratch that. Despite being that massive, it somehow manages to feel like a laid-back small town. It is famous for year-round sunshine and postcard-perfect beaches, especially the upscale coastal area of La Jolla. It's also home to America's premier zoo, tucked right inside the gorgeous Spanish architecture of Balboa Park. Oh, and it is absolutely the spot to be if you want to get out on the water for coastal tours and whale watching. Let's move along and see how this builds our ultimate coastal road trip, shifting away from city sprawl to pristine, upscale shorelines. Section 3. The stunning Central Coast. Rivieras and rugged cliffs. Just 90 minutes north of LA is Santa Barbara. People call this the American Riviera, and once you're there, you totally get why. It seamlessly blends the Golden State's historic Spanish influence with an incredibly upscale yet relaxed vibe. In fact, it's a huge favorite for celebrities like Oprah Winfrey and Tom Cruise. You can chill out on East Beach or grab some food at Stearns Wharf, which actually happens to be the oldest working pier in California. Honestly, if you're in the area, visiting Santa Barbara is a complete no-brainer. As you keep driving north, you'll hit the legendary Big Sur route. This 90-mile stretch between Carmel by the Sea and San Simeon is, Well, it's an experience. The scenery here is so spellbindingly beautiful that it literally has this habit of putting drivers into a trance. As you wind along the rugged cliffs, you are sandwiched between towering, ancient redwood trees on one side and wild, untouched beaches dropping off into the Pacific Ocean on the other. The hiking trails out here, absolutely top tier.
All right, let's shift our narrative away from the ocean and look up to the sky, exploring the massive granite peaks on the state's eastern edge. Section 4, Mountains and Towering Giants, the mighty Sierra Nevada.
Nestled high up in these deep forests is Lake Tahoe. It's the largest alpine lake in North America, sitting right on the California-Nevada border about 40 miles from Reno. And Tahoe has this really cool dual identity. On one hand, it's been a world-class winter sports hub ever since it hosted the 1960 Winter Olympics over at Squaw Valley. But come summer, it transforms into this ultimate haven where locals rent boats, get out on the crystal-clear water, or hike the trails around Emerald Bay State Park.
Next up is Yosemite, which pulls in a whopping 4 million visitors every single year. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how those crowds are distributed. The park as a whole is almost 1,200 square miles big. That is massive. Yet almost all of those 4 million visitors are packed into one tiny 8-square-mile sliver called Yosemite Valley. It's like everyone is crowding into the exact same room of a giant mansion.
So why is everyone packed in there? Because Yosemite Valley delivers sheer awe. It is arguably California's most formidable and unique natural landscape. You're surrounded by roaring, towering waterfalls, millennia-old sequoia trees, and absolutely daunting cliff faces. Even with the crowds, standing there and looking up at sweeping, iconic peaks like Half Dome is an experience you will literally never forget.
Let's talk about another jaw-dropping extreme, 275 feet. No way, right? But that is the actual towering height of the General Sherman tree over in Sequoia National Park. General Sherman holds the title of the world's largest tree by volume. To put that massive scale into perspective for you, the base of this single tree is more than 36 feet in diameter. It is basically the size of a building.
So, the crucial point about Sequoia National Park, which is about 80 miles southeast of Fresno, is its history. It was established way back in 1890 as America's second ever national park. The whole reason it exists was to protect these giant redwoods from being wiped out by logging. And what's really fantastic is that Sequoia is uniquely open every single day of the year, offering everything from cave explorations in the summer to snowshoeing through the absolutely charming, quiet winters.
We've explored 134-degree survivalist deserts, stood with 10 million people on a giant orange bridge, driven along trance-inducing coastal cliffs, and looked up at the world's largest trees. California is without a doubt defined by magnificent extremes. So you've got the coast, the city, the desert, and the mountains. I want you to ask yourself, which part of this incredibly rich geography are you going to experience first? Think about it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this explainer. Keep exploring out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.